Despite all the bears' attempts to deploy Bitcoin for correction, the price still recovers above $19,000. With a little bit of math, you'll see that the price of Bitcoin from Grayscale is $24,402. Assets with clear and fixed emissions are going to rise in price. Welcome to the Coin Post. Bitcoin price isn't $20,000 yet, and even convinced holders are finding it harder to wait for the market outcome every day. On the one hand, we've seen the highest increase since early October. However, the correction at the end of November was quite modest, and the price quickly recovered above $19,000. On the other hand, the longer we run in place below $20,000, the more alarming the situation becomes. Like, what if it's really the current high, and we should expect a new crypto winter soon? I mean, December 17th is getting closer, and that's when the previous high of the market cycle was. So what if history would repeat itself? I suggest that today we get a grip and talk about the chances of Bitcoin breaking through $20,000 and the market rising afterwards. To speed up the process, you can give us a thumbs up and help Bitcoin right now. Let's go! Bitcoin critics often argue that no one is gonna buy it at such a high price. However, MicroStrategy keeps investing into Bitcoin and has recently purchased cryptocurrencies for another $50 million for the price of more than $19,000. I mean, the history of MicroStrategy is pretty ambiguous, because if you look at the company's stock price chart over the past 5 years, it's clear that buying Bitcoin has become a real lifeline for them, but they must make every effort and believe in the best. Why are they so confident in their altcoins then? Well, firstly, the price has been above $10,000 for 133 days, and the 50-week moving average is also above this level. Bitcoin dropped below this line only during the 2018 prolonged crypto winter, and also in March 2020 when the COVID-19 hit. Another, not that significant but still an important record for Bitcoin is that the price has been above $19,000 7 days in a row. I want to highlight this for two reasons. First, in December 2017 the price was above this mark for only 3 days, and if someone had entered the market and kept Bitcoin so far, they could have finally sold them. And despite all the bears' attempts to deploy Bitcoin for correction, the price still recovers above $19,000, meaning that even it has buyers. And let's not forget about the trend, which is always our friend. And since mid-October, it's been leading Bitcoin to $20,000. If it continues, history might repeat itself, and the crucial days would be December 17th to 19th. Only this time we'll finally break through $20,000. In fact, it's already reached it, as they pay a lot more for Bitcoin. How come? I'll explain further. And if you don't want to miss our new videos, check if you're subscribed to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell, please. By acceptance, we mean using Bitcoin in real life. In recent years, the number of Bitcoin ATMs, places that accept Bitcoins, and cryptocurrency-linked bank cards has increased dramatically. Those who are really into it certainly noticed the growth of the domestic labor and services market too, where they make payments in Bitcoins and other cryptocurrencies. But all this is not yet at the level to be seen by ordinary people. For many of them, Bitcoin is still something obscure and distant. However, these walls are gradually collapsing, and not because of the infrastructure development, but as Bitcoin becomes available for purchase as an investment asset. I mentioned this in my previous video on the stock market. In the last couple of years, and especially since the March pandemic, everyone went into investing. And this mass movement has absolutely no principles that Benjamin Graham first bequeathed and then Warren Buffett followed his whole life. Today people buy because they can. The main reason for that choice is the asset growth. I mean, get it while it's growing. And it's also very simple to do, because you can use a trading terminal on your smartphone today. Remember how in 2018 and then in 2019 we were looking forward to the approval of Bitcoin ETF to make the cryptocurrency available to a wide range of people on the stock market. The SEC ended up rejecting all applications. But now we have Square and PayPal, and you can easily buy Bitcoin using their apps. As for the over-the-counter market, there is Bitcoin Investment Trust from Grayscale there. The price of a single share is now $23. And the equivalent is, well, the number you see on the screen now. I'm not gonna name it. With a little bit of math, you'll see that the price of Bitcoin from Grayscale is $24,402. That's 27% more than the current price of Bitcoin, but people are willing to pay. And I'm sure that a lot of them didn't even know that you could buy Bitcoin cheaper on the stock market and store it yourself. They are willing to overpay for the fact that Grayscale Fund has offered them a convenient tool for trading, and they have a license for it from the very Securities and Exchange Commission. And it seems to me that this kind of trade acceptance, where you can buy using your phone without having a wallet or registering on a cryptocurrency exchange, could really boost up the price, especially now that the markets are booming. I'm gonna say a few words about this at the very end, and now let me remind you that every single one of your likes is helping to promote this video, and so it affects the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin came into existence in January 2009, and since February 2009, the key index of the US stock market, S&P 500, has been rising non-stop. The most challenging time was March 2020, obviously, but thanks to the money printing machine, stock prices quickly recovered, and the last couple of months they would regularly reach new highs. Since the beginning, Bitcoin has gone through several market cycles, and if we look at the price in the long run, it's been rising steadily for 11 years and continues to do so. Either in 2009 or 2020, asset growth of the stock market was secured not so much by the economy, but by cash depreciation. And this trend could continue within the next couple of years, as the US and other countries remove the deflation risks and bring inflation back to the required level. I mean, it's an extremely high risk, because on the one hand they can fail and the world economy will follow the Japanese path. On the other, inflation could get so rampant that it would be difficult to control. In both cases, it suggests that assets with clear and fixed emissions are going to rise in price. And since Bitcoin is one of them, all we have to do is wait a little for the price to reach the next level. The rise from 19,000 to 50,000 might seem really big for crypto debts, but for those who buy through Grayscale, and I'm sure there'll be more of these funds, the price will only change from $23 to $60. And it's not an overvalued market in the understanding of an ordinary investor, so we need to buy even more quickly. I'm looking forward to your comments on whether you believe that Bitcoin is capable of reaching a new high and why. And share this video with those who still doubt social media or messengers. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. It's the Coin Post channel. Subscribe and get enlightened.